Hey, 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 powerful people. Okay, so just another moment to share with you, okay? So, a week ago today, I was going out of town. It was about an hour and some change drive, maybe an hour and 11 minutes. And I think that's what the GPS said. So it was like an hour and some change out of town. I had to make a pit stop about 40 minutes away and pick up my cousin and his wife. And we drove to this location. On the way, it was raining. Y'all, it was raining hard. Real, real hard. And it was raining so bad that I was driving like 10 miles per hour on the highway where the speed limit is 70. So not only me, but everybody, because we can barely see in front of us. I could barely see the lines on the road. We can barely see it was raining that hard. Not only that, along the way, I know I passed by about 3 accidents. Thank God none of them looked tragic. People had just kind of ran off the road, but it was raining that bad. So many cars was just stopped over in the emergency lane, and it was raining like this for a good little distance. But then we would get to, it was just like a certain area that was raining like that. Then we would get to, I would drive a little ways, it would stop raining. Then we would drive another little ways and it would start back raining again. So it was on and off, on and off. So this happened the whole time. We went to did what we had to do. I dropped my cousin and his wife back off, and I came back home. That was like an hour drive. Where it was the same thing coming back home for me, on and off, on and off, on and off. And I was driving same way, real slow, being careful. Just taking my time, okay, because I won't in no rush, and because I won't try to have an accident. And again, kept seeing accidents. My cousin told me to call him when I made it safe, and I did. Well, I didn't. I forgot. And when I got home, he called me and was like, "You good, cuz?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just took my time." Well, the next day, me and my husband, we drove out of town, and we were on our way to visit our children. And so we were on our way on the same no, it won't the same highway. Did we go 95? We were on a different highway, but we were going to visit my daughter and my son. Long story short, it was raining again, y'all. Cats and dogs, okay, like they say, cats and dogs. It was raining. Not cats and dogs. Oh, why we said the stuff we said, y'all? It was raining cats and dogs. What that mean? That's why God be trying to change our vocabulary. But yeah, y'all, it was raining. And it was doing the same thing, except I was in the passenger seat. Slay that. And I just happened to wake up, right? And 4 hour drive. And I just happened to wake up and my husband was over there going about 15 miles per hour because he think he a professional driver. So men don't think women can drive. So I'm over there letting him have it. But yeah, I'm sleeping. And so I woke up and I did this twice. Second time I kind of woke up out my sleep. I was like, "You all right? You good?" He was like, "Yeah, it's just raining out here. It's raining bad." So I began to like drift back off into sleep, right? Like taking a little nap. And the Lord said to me, "How long are you going to put up with this?" Okay, okay. I knew immediately what he was talking about. So you have authority. How long are you going to put up with this? And y'all, it was like something just, the fact that I had put up with it. Like I was mad at myself. Like, why are you putting up with this? And it was thundering. And it was storming lightning. And I began to speak to the storm. And I commanded it to clear up and the rain to cease. And I said, and until we get to our destination, you stop right now until we get to our destination and get settled. I'm kind of weary on trying to stop the rain because I had a situation where I went to California to volunteer for a crusade and a tent revival, and they had a drought, and we began to pray for the rain, and the people in California was like, "No, like don't pray against the rain." So that has always stuck in my head. So for that reason, sometimes I forget that I still have authority over this, over the elements, over this rain, over the storms, over the, hurricanes, tornadoes, and all this and that. I don't forget that much when them disasters, that stuff. But with rain, Like a heavy rain, sometimes I just tolerate that because I don't even think about it. It's just rain. But the Lord spoke to me and said, how long are you going to put up with that? And I said, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And I took authority over it. The rain stopped just like that. And when I got to my children's house, we went and got something to eat, got settled. On our way to the hotel, it started drizzling again. The rain, it did exactly what I told it to do. Because we have authority. And sometimes we forget about the power and the authority that God has given us biblically, right? And he, not my husband, not somebody I heard on the radio. This is how I first began to operate in authority. God provoked me. God was the one. I was begging God to change my situation, to do something. And God says, you tell it what to do. God told me that in my room, in my bathroom, about 12 years ago now, while I was maybe about 10 years. It's some years ago, y'all. While I was in my bathroom praying an issue concerning my salon, and at the toilet stool with the toilet stool as my altar. Don't even judge me. And I was praying out to God, and he said, you tell it what to do. And he was talking about the sun, because I was praying. It was a situation that's too long to tell on here. But I was praying that, my parking lot had been scraped, and the ice was still like a sheet of ice. And I wanted to warm up a little bit. This and that. But anyway, it was supernatural. And God supernaturally, by my authority, God prompted me to speak to the sun myself. You tell it what to do. And since then, I've been speaking to the elements. And they obey. And I'm like, wow. Like, God, you are amazing. But then I ask myself, how many other storms am I tolerating? What else am I tolerating in my life? What else am I tolerating? And am I allowing that God has given me authority and power to change? Y'all, you have power. You have authority. You have the power of attorney. You have the authority of Jesus to operate on his behalf. It's called the believer's authority. You have it. But ain't nothing gonna happen if we don't use it. So I'm just here to remind you today what you got. The same way God reminded me last Saturday what I got. So y'all work it. Know who you are. Move mountains. Change your situation. Your miracle is in your mouth. Your words and your authority. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon.